Well, that ought to do it.
90% of the time, I have no idea what the I'm talking about.
That one!
What do I do?
Use it! Start me on a fire!
Starting a business can be complete chaos, but it's a lot more manageable with a friend. Let me explain. Naval Ravikant, the co-founder of AngelList, states that the ideal founding team is two individuals with a history of working together, of similar age and financial standing, with mutual respect. One is good at building products, and the other is good at selling them.
Always be closing. Always be closing.
Allow me to introduce you guys to the most talented product designer I have ever met, who just so happens to be my co-founder, one of my roommates, and one of my best friends. What do we do now? Kyle Mitchell. Kyle and I first met in 2017 when we both enrolled into USC's Iovine and Young Academy. The academy was a program started by Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, focusing on the intersection of arts, tech, and business. The reason I bring that up is because throughout your 4 years in the academy, you have every single class with your cohort, and you get to know each other pretty well. Kyle was an introverted kid from Colorado Springs and the valedictorian of his high school class. He was incredibly interested in design and development and was always working on some sort of cool project. However, for the first 2 years of school, we actually weren't super close. In fact, we're almost the exact opposite of each other. If I had to describe his personality, I would say he's a cat. I, on the other hand, am a dog. But because we were so different, I would always try and learn from him. As I've mentioned before, going into my junior year of college, I took a job as an entrepreneur in training for a product incubator, where I managed all aspects of the business. What I didn't mention is that Kyle was by my side the entire time, with the same job and the same title. And together, we made a killer team. Where I lacked in digital prowess, Kyle excelled. And if there's anything that needed to be ground out on the operations side, I was the man for the job. Our shared love of design and construction was being compounded by the time we spent together at work and in class. And our seemingly opposite personalities fit really well together. And it was actually during this time of hustling and learning alongside one another that we discovered the problem that we're building our startup around. After work and after school, we would sit together in Kyle's apartment and spec out how we wanted to tackle it. But that's a story for another time. The point of this story is to share what I learned about finding the right co-founder and to explain what I would do if I had to start over. And I would start by saying that it would be really hard for me to go out and find a co-founder in someone that I didn't already know. If you have a great startup idea or a problem that you're trying to solve and you're looking for a co-founder, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be using tools to help you meet new people, but in my experience, the right co-founder checks 3 boxes. The first is that you both already have a deep connection and a successful working relationship. Trust is something you can't buy, while the ability to successfully work together needs to be a proven fact. The second is a complementary skill set. Kyle and I are both in love with different parts of the business. Getting something off the ground requires 100 million things to get done, and we are most effective when we can divide and conquer. The third is a shared passion for a similar vision. And this can mean a lot of things, but you should both be driven by the same goal, whether it's to make money, to solve a problem, to grow fast, or to grow slow. If I had to start over, I would use the previously mentioned networking tools and apply to different startup communities, but I would also look into my past projects and relationships. I would seek out old friends who are interested in the same industries, past coworkers who I got along with extremely well, or former classmates who I always secretly knew were smarter than I was. Make no mistake, even with the perfect partner, starting a business of any kind is hard work. It requires long hours, constant stress, and plenty of sacrifice. And you have to do it all with the understanding that the success rate of your company is far closer to 0 than it is to 100.
What were we thinking? Who bets on themselves? Why the do we do that?
What?
But I must say, suffering with someone that you trust and enjoy spending time with is far greater than suffering alone. With any startup, the highs are high and the lows are low, but the relationships you make along the way are what make it all worth it. So pay attention when you start the process and take it very seriously. If you do it right, you just might make some memories.
What's up, Jake Paulers?